Hello, folks. This is a little video montage of a bunch of photos that I took on this bathroom remodel project where we removed the tub, or I removed the tub and reconfigured that whole space for a walk-in type shower. It's really spacious. We had to do some demolishing. A lot of tedious work, lining up the walls and the tiles and everything that went into play here. But it was a fun project. It took several weeks to complete. Just working in spurts here and there. Sometimes I would put in more hours than other days. But anyways, there's some demolishing that took place. We had to remove this old rusty tub and the surround that it had, and then went as far as removing the old green tile that this bathroom, the original tile had, the original bathroom had, and down to the studs essentially, and refurred and reframed some of the 2x4s. We had to break the concrete there to line up the drainage, the plumbing. Some of his insulation on the exterior wall is replaced. Will get replaced. And it was just a fun project. Very, like I said, involving. There's a lot of detailing goes into it. I don't show the actual work being done. That would have made it for longer videos and stuff. So I just took pictures instead. But you can tell where a lot of work went into it. The copper tubing that feeds the hot and cold water also was reconfigured, and it's not gonna have a faucet on the wall. It's just gonna have the two little pipes of the hot and the cold water coming out. The shutoff valves are on the back wall on the kitchen side, but on the bathroom side it'll just have two little female copper fittings, which will be where the new shower panel will connect. And you'll see that later. Watch till the end. It turned out really nice. We replaced the skylight up on the ceiling from a fixed type of skylight to one that louvers up, and you can open and close it. Also cut out the back wall there, threw the stucco on the outside, and framed it for a window. Little 1x3 window, I think it was. I'm also framing some frames for the niches, where we're going to install some niche features, and then that board will be for some grab holds. Everything had to be measured exactly and centered, taking into account the size of the tile that was going to be used, so that everything would pretty much line up as best as possible. And then we also decided to go with a little bench feature on the left side of the shower, just to have a place to sit, and there'll be another little niche in there, in that space right above the bench. You can see where I'm insulating the back wall. I ended up insulating, I had insulation left over, so I insulated the whole thing. And then there you can see the little copper tubes. Eventually everything will get covered with Durarock cement board, and then sealed with a waterproofing type coating to get it ready for the tile that'll go on top of that. But there's that back niche on the back part of the shower. There's a skylight opening, so I had to cut into the existing drywall up there. And we also replaced the fan and light fixture up on the ceiling. And that's pretty much the finished skylight right there, with that little mechanism to open and close it if necessary. And then the new drywall, I ended up replacing a good piece of it. Right here I'm going to be installing another control box, switch box, which will control some LED lights that will go in the niches. So I'm just cutting out the drywall, running the wires, trying to feed it all in there and get it all finished up for the new control switch. And there it is. After it was finished, and then so I continued on the niches, insulating, and then we'll start putting the cement board up. The cement board was kind of tedious. Also a bunch of cuts, little pieces here and there, and then special screws that were used to secure it. I also sealed the edges on the bottom half of the shower with the DuraGuard. There's those LED lights and that plug right under the bench where it all connects. But anyways, so yeah, the Durarock got sealed and waterproof, where it turned out really nice, good feature. Then there's a bench coming along. I decided to insulate it also just because I had insulation left over, so I put it all in there. And that's kind of what it looks like there. And then this post right here on the right is gonna be where the shower door comes up to. So there'll be a little space where I'm building this little panel made with a glass block that'll be incorporated into that space. And there I'm applying the Durarock already, starting to cover everything. And I'll show you what I do with the seams. I don't put tape or thin set or anything. It's just the silicone sealant on all the joints. There's a glass block, little section block that goes right there. I put it together, made a frame for it. That way I could just work it right into that space there and shim it, secure it. That's the exterior view of the bathroom wall, or the bathroom window. But there it is, there's that little panel, glass block panel, and then all the Durarock on the inside. All that will get tiled. All the corners are silicone sealed and then waterproofed. On top of that, so you can kind of get an idea of how much work went into this shower. It is custom, totally custom. I mean, you could say. I did it myself. I could have probably hired someone to do this for me, but I'm sure it would have cost me an arm and a leg. So I decided to tackle it myself. And I have the tools and the patience and the know-how. I just needed the time to do it. So I took the time. It took about 6 months from start to finish. Or correction, it took about 8 months. But here it is, the end of the year 2021, and the project was finally completed. Here I'm just showing where everything needs to be puttied and blended into the new drywall so that I can apply the texture. I ended up retexturing the whole room. I just covered all the stuff that didn't need texture and then just textured everything else. And did a knockdown effect. Came out really nice. On the shower pan, I didn't put a concrete slab. This is actually a sand bed with a sheet of Durarock on top. And that's my base. And then it did take a little bit of concrete just to set the pan on top of the Durarock, so that it would hold permanently and level it perfectly. So yeah, it just kind of was one step at a time, little by little. Every little corner, every little piece had to be done right. Here's all the old stuff that we removed, and then start prepping for the texture, covered with newspaper and stuff that I didn't want to splatter. And then just went to town, man, and splattered everything, and then did the knockdown effect. And then after that, I painted. I got everything painted. It needed painting, and then the Scotch guard, or not the Scotch guard, the water guard, aqua guard sealer on the concrete board. And then once that was completed, I was able to start tiling. And you'll see that process on the next couple of videos. This one's probably the longest video. The next two are probably the last, just a few minutes each. But it'll show you the finished look. Here I just show where I'm using that aqua guard on all the wood, everything like on the bottom half of the shower. They could get exposed to the water. There's the pan, and then I sealed the lip around it with this flashing. It's actually a window flashing. It's a really neat product. It seals everything. You don't need anything else. There's a toilet. Here's where I was doing all the edges, the back and the edges of these bottom boards, so that once we put them on, all that was sealed all the way around the backside. And there they are, already installed, sealed all the seams, and then just put all that aqua guard on top of everything. And you can see the little wires hanging there in the niches. That's gonna be for the LEDs. And that's pretty much it, folks. So stay tuned for the next video. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.